If you're parenting a toddler or a little one and you're feeling overwhelmed and the meltdowns and the tantrums and the tears and the negotiation and the bribing, you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you don't know what else to do, you've tried everything, you feel like nothing's working. I get it and I hear you and I see you, and I want to tell you that you're not doing it wrong, you're not failing, you're not a bad parent. Let me just come alongside you and just give you a hug and tell you that it's going to be okay. And I want to offer you a gentle reframe and help you kind of understand why you feel like toddlerhood is so exhausting and why you feel like it's just a phase you need to get through. But before we do that, we have to understand how we got to the culture of modern day parenting. Back in the early 1900s, so think like 1920 to 1950, children were to be seen and not heard. Parenting was to do everything you can to keep your child quiet. If your child cried, you were viewed as a bad parent and you weren't strict enough. We move into the 60s and the attachment theory comes out, and then we move into the early 2000s and we start to understand about like gentle parenting and conscious discipline and some other approaches to parenting. Now fast forward to 2025, we're still kind of stuck while we have made great improvements. Maybe now we're not yelling, maybe now we're more calm. We're not spanking, but we're using timeouts. Our children, we know that they're emotional humans and we know that they're supposed to be seen and heard and valued and cared for, but we don't know how to do this. We are afraid to give our children boundaries. We're afraid to tell them no. We want to be their friend. We don't want them to turn out bad, and we don't know what to do. So we turn to social media. There's all these tips and there's tricks and things we can do, but yet nothing's working. Toddlerhood isn't a phase to survive. It got dubbed the terrible twos. And then of course now people like to say three-nager and they have all these other terms. It's not a phase to survive. The reason toddlerhood feels so scary and hard and like we're doing it wrong is because we actually are wearing the wrong pair of glasses. The glasses we see our toddlers through it's a lens of behaviors. We need to manage and control. Think back to 1920s and 1950s. The point of being a parent was to control and manage our children's behavior. And so while that managing might look different, we're actually still doing the same thing. We're trying to do it through timeouts or discipline. And the reason all the tips and the strategies and the things you try don't work is because your toddler doesn't have the skills to make them work. So remember I said I need you to put on a different pair of glasses. Instead of seeing your toddler through the lens of behavior and that they're naughty and they're defiant and they know better, put on the glasses of a skill-based toddler. You see, the behaviors that your toddler displays are actually very developmentally appropriate. That's all they have the capacity to do right now. Their brain, the prefrontal cortex, the part of their brain that is responsible for emotional regulation and pause, process, and respond, it is under construction. So when you ask them to do something 10 times and you think they're ignoring you, they actually just don't have the capacity yet. They don't have the skill yet to listen. When your toddler melts down because you peeled the banana the wrong way or you broke the banana in half, it's actually not about the banana. I know we think it's about the banana, but it's actually not about the banana. It's actually about them thinking the banana was going to come out one way and then it didn't, and now they don't know what to do with that big emotion. So we can actually become what I like to call like toddler behavior decoders. We can start decoding their behavior and understand that every single behavior, most of the time, most of the time, it is due to a skill that is still under construction and hasn't been developed. You just haven't been given updated information. Tips and tricks and little hacks, they can be fine, they can work here and there, only if your toddler has the skill. One of the biggest questions I get from parents, mostly moms, is, Gretchen, I want my little one to have emotional regulation because that is a skill I never learned. The way we teach emotional regulation to a toddler is through play. The way we teach independence and listening and problem solving and self-efficacy and resilience is through play. Play is what wires our children's brain. It's through connection, repetition, and practice through play. That is what is going to wire in those skills so that they become children that are able to learn academics so that they are able to take turns, share, be friends, have healthy relationships, regulate their body, respond to stress in appropriate ways, and become thriving humans. It's all done through play. I see you, parents. I see you. I am offering you a giant virtual hug. I actually taught preschool through COVID. And I would always give my little ones like a big virtual hug. Okay, open up your arms. Here's a big virtual hug from Miss Gretchen. So that's what I'm giving you today. Just start thinking about changing the glasses that you wear from behavior to skill. And when you start making that simple shift, just start with the simple shift of wearing a different pair of glasses, you will start to notice that your toddler actually isn't defiant. They're not being naughty. They're just missing a skill, and that skill is still under construction. I will leave you with this one little thing today. I had a mom last week tell me, well, gosh, Gretchen, she's 3 now. My daughter's 3 and she is a 3-nager. I don't understand what happened. The 2s were a breeze. Yeah, because what happens is we don't realize, because culture isn't teaching us, that toddlerhood is the window. Toddlerhood is the foundation and the window where we begin teaching all of these, what I refer to as can-do skills. I can be a problem solver. I can be independent. I can be separate from my parent or my caregiver and feel okay. I can handle my big emotions. We don't think that we need to teach those skills if our toddler's being easy. You know, a lot of our toddlers come with a very easy temperament. They're very easygoing. That's fantastic. I had one, my oldest daughter had the temperament of just, she did everything the book said, and she was what I would refer to as an easy baby. My second daughter came out very spicy. And my point is, they will become a 3-year-old that is a lot more challenging, that is a lot more manipulating, because now their brain is more aware. And if we don't lay the start of a solid foundation in toddlerhood, despite it being what you might appear as, oh my gosh, toddlerhood's easy. I don't really have a lot of meltdowns. They're going to. The behavior is always going to catch up if the skill hasn't been taught. If you're looking for more, I will include a link to my free workshop. It's a 30-minute class. It's called Your Toddler Sent Me. It's why nothing you're doing seems to work, because it's not you. It's just a missing skill. And if you watch that 30-minute class, you will feel super empowered. Light bulbs will start clicking. You'll be like, oh my gosh, so that's why nothing I do seems to work. I'll link it below for you. If you like this video and you like the content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this. If you ever have any comments, you can send me a message, hello@gretchencamp.com, or you can leave a comment here and I will respond to you. Remember, behavior is built. We're not meant to control and manage our children. We're meant to build their skills so they can become thriving human. Play is the answer, because skills are the gateway to really change the behavior that you see as naughty and defiant. So thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.